It's the son of the smelly man from my other video. There's an interesting picture. So it may serve as a cozy entrance point to the complex world of Doom Pilgrim. And it's back in the box! These never left the box, they're now in bags. Welcome back to Unboxandconquer. Today I got a few Doom Pilgrim expansions. So we have Doom Deeper Pocket, we have the Black Bag, and we have Flails and Citadels, which can also be played by itself, or you can intermix the expansions together. So we'll start with, let's move the bag of glare. Doom Deeper Pocket, which is basically 3 smaller expansions, Futile Havens, Fatal Inns, and Pagan Echoes to Doom Pilgrim. They do have this in the larger version as well, but I am a pocket Doom Pilgrimer, so I keep getting the pocket versions. But all of these items can be used with the large version if you don't have the 2 pocket versions. So Citadels and Black Bag can go with basic Doom Pilgrim, which is the larger cards. So Futile Havens makes the game easier by providing more relief, helping, or healing, and more easily achievable loot. However, nothing is too bright in this corrupt world. Even these havens can be hostile. And they're all going to have the different icons on the card so you can separate them into their appropriate stack. And since this is a Game Crafter game, I am very confident that they are all mixed up, and I will have to do that to put them into their orders so that I can decide how I want to play my Doom Pilgrim that day. So Fatal Inns makes the game harder. Events here are mostly fatal and can bring doom on their own. Of course, here and there, this extra risk comes with great rewards that bring balance to this mortal danger. I honestly am having a little trouble imagining a harder Doom Pilgrim because you can literally die on like the first card if you pull something very bad. So Pagan Echoes is a balanced thematic expansion that brings both deadly risks and pleasure benefits. It adds elements of heathenry and paganism to your journeys. So you'll sort the cards according to their symbols and add them into your game deck as you like. Now let's see some of these cards. I'm assuming, since I know Doom Pilgrim and how it plays, it's very picture-based and then text on the back, that this little tin is going to be stacked with cards. There's no other... Yep. And as predicted, the Game Crafter has not failed. We will be sorting. So we'll do a quick little unwrapping. There. We have unboxed the Doom Pilgrim. Let's just see a few of these cards. These feel more colorful than Doom. Lots of reds. There you go. That's a good one for you, Trevor. Look at that. I don't want to show all the cards, but that's a cool little knight. Warclaw Treyer always does good art. I mean, I like his art style. It may not be for everybody, because it's definitely on the darker side. But you are playing a game that's rated at 18+, with very dark themes. So, this one is from Pagan Echoes. So, let's see what the front of it. It's a tree. From the side, it looks like an ordinary tree. However, from the other side of the trunk, a muscular man is nailed to it, with his belly sprawled open and his intestines coiled on a branch. "Revenge," he screams. "Those bastards taken my throne most insidiously. Oh, stranger, I beg you, feed them to rats. I will wait here and won't allow my spirit to depart until I hear the sweet echoes of their screams one fine day. Run now. They have a big head start." Okay, the dude's nailed to a tree, and all he can think about is you going and taking his revenge. That is a insane man. Chieftain's hatred becomes your spiritual companion. It makes you a better warrior, increasing your tolerance to dismay, fear, and wounds, each by one, forever. But also counts as a curse until you get rid of it by avenging him. Once you kill a pack of thugs, knights, etc., they are them. So it tells you who the bad guys are and what you gotta do and consequences. But that is pretty good that you get some tolerance to some of the other problems in Doom Pilgrim. So that was a Pagan Echoes cards. Let's see, which one's this one? This one is Fatal Inns. This is supposed to be one of the harder ones. And it is a Jester. This is a Fatal Inns. You've paired with an adventurer who told you she was going to loot the infamous Jester Palace. After you enter the ruins full of all the disfigured creatures with crazy but deadly weapons, you soon regret it. But your pride doesn't allow you to betray your new ally. Do it if you insist, but +1 degradation, +1 dismay, 3 wounds are the portion served to you in this banquet with evil. Prevent 1 for every 3 battle equipment or 1 magic weapon, but you always get at least 1 wound as they are very cunning. The Jester King then begs you for mercy. If you give it to him, you get +1 degradation, but he tells you his secret that brings you a small fortune, 7 gold. Claire stays with you, and you can delegate up to 3 wounds to her. It's not that bad. Let's see if we can find one of the other ones. Here we go. This one is Futile Havens. This is supposedly makes the game easier. Here we go. We got a dude in the woods. It's the son of the smelly man from my other video. Looks like a woodsman. In the wooded hills, far from civilized areas, you meet a wandering Minasanger. Okay. Who wants to hear stories about your deeds to enhance his heroic poems repertoire. Sum up your hero points and trade them for the items he can give you in return. So you're just going to go onto like your character sheet and add up all of this, find out what you can get. It's a variety of Ring of Joy, so depression and despair is immunity, the Band of Higher Purpose, nihilism is immunity, that's good for me. A bravery bracelet, Promethean pendant. So I can definitely see how this would enhance your classic Doom Pilgrim. So I will put those back. And now we will open the black bag. Not the black phone. That's a movie that had potential and then they messed it all up. But that's a movie review and we do games. So this time we get a D6, a D20, and a D8. Just your basic black dice set, nothing fancy. We get 2 bags. We get a larger bag. Feels like something's in here. There's another bag. Okay, never mind. We get 3 bags. So we get 3 little velvet bags. Nothing special about these bags. Well, they're special in the way that they get used. If I remember correctly, these little cards go into the larger bag and you will pull out. There's no pictures on these. These are all going to be double-sided story cards. So, yeah, just grab like a few so I can bring them up. So, there's no real sorting here. You're going to put these in the big bag and you're going to like, well, let's put them in the big bag. I don't know if you're supposed to count out a special number or whatever. So, give a little shake, reach in there, and you pull it out, and don't flip it, because that's a different thing on the other side. So this would be in between cards. So you flip over. You know what? We can demonstrate this. We got a little Doom deeper over here. We can pretend that this is Doom Pilgrim. So you've done this card, and then you draw the little card. So, are you ill? No offense, just saying that if you are, it is better to have friends to hand you a cup of soup at least. The worst part is they can get infected and die even sooner than you. And that is what just happened if you have a disease, and some human companions one of them, you get to choose, gets infected and dies in pain, depression +1. And then that will sit there, and you'll go to your next card, do it, and it goes on top, and then you will draw again, pull it out, read it, don't flip it over, and then it goes between the cards. That will make putting the game away a little bit harder, because you're going to have to go in after them. Now, there are, I don't know if I know something goes on with those bags, but I can't remember what. So I'd have to look it up in the book. And I can do that because I'm filming and I can just hit pause. Alright, so I looked at the book a little bit so I can give you a better rundown. So you can choose to incorporate the black bag cards after so many, like it mentions after 3 events, then you can start using your black bag cards. Or if you really just want to be a masochist and like pain, you can start right away and do it every other card and see what happens. You can also incorporate the dice system, flip it over to use with your Doom Pilgrim, which also starts turning Doom Pilgrim into more of a standard RPG. So it'll give you the ability to, I'm getting a nice glare on those cards, there we go, to avoid certain damages, increase your loot, and so on. It also has, in this book, there's also some scenarios, also a cool piece of art in the center. The book goes like this. So it's 2 books in one. So you have a simple dice system and you have a complex dice system. I'm not going to try to tell you how to do that. You can read it. There's avoidance rules. So if you rolled something, you can check this table. Same here. There's an interesting picture. There's badges. I believe there's also scenarios kind of going on. So there's also scenarios that you can kind of work on with, like Kill the Coward. A bit more challenging version of the previous gameplay is when you are punished not only for doing nothing, but also for taking beneficial actions. So there are some cards in Doom Pilgrim where you can't do anything. You don't have any money, you don't have what they want, so you kind of like just bypass the card and you move on and life goes on for your little dude. So this kind of adds more gameplay and interactions to the game where you have less of those situations where you are not just flipping cards past that you can't do anything. That's Doom Pilgrim Black Bag and the dice system. Oh, I meant to tell you. So as you're playing, you'll take the cards from your deck when you go to put it all back after you've died, and then you can put them in another one of these little bags, and you can like save those for several gameplays down the road so that you can increase the likelihood of not receiving the same cards over and over and over again. And sometimes during gameplay they say discard. So this third bag is so you can put the extra discard cards back into the little bag, and then at the end of that gameplay session they can go back into the big bag. Right now everything's going to be in the big bag because I haven't played. Now, Flails and Citadels. This is a standalone, or it can be played with the other expansions that are on the table before us. Flails and Citadels can be used either as a regular expansion for Doom Pilgrim or as a standalone game to be eventually mixed with other Doom Pilgrim material later. The rules are printed inside this box. While the original Doom Pilgrim is a complex storytelling engine about fate of a man lost in a cruel medieval world, this adventure pack focuses on more straightforward themes like fighting, dungeon delving, and looting, so it may serve as a cozy entrance point to the complex world of Doom Pilgrim, full potential of which you may explore later. From the opposite side, Flails and Citadels enhances the Doom Pilgrim experience with simpler actions as a counterweight to the more complicated events brought by other expansions. So it comes in a tuck box. So there we go. is going to unfold, and there is Warclaw Trader's art all over it, which is good. And now this is the standard size Doom Pilgrim cards. It still can work with Doom Pilgrim Pocket. You're just going to have different shaped cards. So here is the rules that were mentioned. It looks like pretty much the same type of rules as Doom Pilgrim. So, but let's see these big cards. I really enjoy the paper wrappings over the cellophane. It's a lot easier to get into. Okay, right off the bat, I have a con. Now, this might just be me, but personally, I like a little bit more rounding on my edges. But that is a personal preference. Doesn't really affect the quality of this game. These are larger than tarot cards, though. If you wanted the size of these. So I do like that I will get a larger picture, and one day I may purchase the larger version of Doom Pilgrim, but I've been not doing that because it's really not necessary, because I already have all the pocket ones, except for this one. So basically, flails and citadels. So here's some art. Don't want to show all of it. Alright, let's flip it over. Okay, so these got titles. I don't remember there being titles on the Doom Pilgrim cards. Quick, come here. Nope, no titles. So, Snake People of Citadel. Decide and read only the applying paragraph from the two. Do you come as a friend or an enemy of Snake People? Well, today I'm feeling kind of peaceful. So if you come in peace, you find how servile and submissive Snake People can be. Maybe it is because you are one of the few not hostile to them. So they appreciate it. But more probably, it is their nature, and who knows, maybe it is all just deceit and there lurks a sneaky trick behind. However, they serve you the most delicious dishes. If you refuse to eat them, leave now and cease reading. Well, I'm going to eat it. So if you eat them, you find what is best for snakes isn't best for everyone. Discuss, +1. After the banquet, they knight you Sir of the Greenskin. So there we have a title. At the moment, you feel they did it to sidetrack your attention from the indistinct moaning from the runes below. Anyway, the problem is that not all people accept this Sir title. Each time, when the title is to be used, count cards in your past. The number must be odd, even as it is now. Write it down for the title to be accepted. So, some people do not recognize the sovereignty of the lizard people, or snake people, so you'll have to do a condition. So, these are all got some titles. I can definitely see how this is a bit of a simpler version. Definitely a good entry point. So that is Doom Pilgrim, Doom Deeper Pocket, Doom Pilgrim Black Bag, and Doom Pilgrim Flails and Citadel. I mean, I guess I should show you how to rebox it, because I've said I'm going to do that now. I'm pretty sure everyone saw that coming. And it's back in the box! These never left the box. They're now in bags. Okay, thank you for watching. If you like it, subscribe, come back for more, hit that little bell icon. I will see you in the next one.